Alright boys, it's Detecting Talk of the Day, Tuesday, May the 14th, threatening skies here. Got this M9 call on the old Manticore. We're going to look at general and surface seawater. Remember what I said about this detector? Modern trash, lower conductive like foil, smaller cans, all that surface seawater can help sniff out the goods. We're going to look at a couple of bottle caps here. I've got the lower Ferris limits maxed out. You can hunt with this machine like that if you so choose. See it there, preset is 9. I've got the upper at 8. Bottle cap. You see where it paints it down there? Here's another bottle cap. See it there? Alright. I'm going to go up here at 15 kilohertz. You see what you got on that bottle cap? See what you got on that bottle cap? That ain't worth a shit. I'm going to change mode, surface seawater. Bottle cap, max. See where it's painting it? There's the other bottle cap. See where it's painting it. Now you see that small gold ring right there, boys? Reach 17. Speed 5 in both of these programs. What if you run up on that in a while with this machine? It could be shallow. Now that's surface seawater. You see that trace? We'll rotate on it. Notice what happens. When I push the call out, we start getting that ring. Alright? Now, well, I'll switch modes here in a minute. Let's switch the old gold ring over here to that one. That's pretty close to that bottle cap, boys. You see that trace, what it's doing? So that's what you might see in the wild with this machine. That's surface seawater. All-terrain general. You see that trace? Different than when that bottle cap was there solo, huh? We'll move the gold ring over to this bottle cap. That's an IBC root beer. This is, I don't know what that is. That's pretty close, ain't it, boys? You see what that trace is doing? Now, still in the general program. We're going to go up here. We're going to go over to 15 kilohertz. So if you're in the wild running single frequency, like you've seen these tricks these old boys do, where they get a signal and they pull the call back. Hear that old iron tone, or see if the signal drops out. Well, they could be rings out there where the old AT Pro unit has done just that. Okay. So that's the ring down there with the bottle cap. You see the ID, what it's doing. If we remove the ring and sweep it with the same frequency, same mode, same settings, we don't really see much any different, do we? But that Multi-IQ Plus, we see something different, don't we? Now, I'll match the horseshoe button. You hear that? We'll put that old gold ring in there. I'm going to put her pretty close this time, boys. That's close right there. What happens? You hear that? See what that trace is doing? Now, notice that red ID stays red. You see that? See the trace? Gold ring being removed. Now Now the trace stays red, but we don't hear any audio, just iron tone. Watch that red screen trace if you decide to use it, okay? Be mindful. Alright, one more little test here. M9 call. We're going to look at 3 modes right quick. Speed 5 in all-terrain general, surface seawater, all-terrain low conductor. That ring reads 17 solo, boys. See that fall up there. All-terrain low conductor, disc 4. You see what you get? One-way signal with a 5. Would you suspect that's a go ring down there? All-terrain general. 6 with 2-way signal. 8. Would you suspect that's a go ring down there? Surface seawater, speed 5, disc 4. Would you suspect that's a go ring down there? That's close to that foil, real close to that foil. Raise the call up about 1 inch. Back to all-terrain general with about 1 inch over that foil. You see that ID? So you could have people passing on that target right there. Running Equinoxes. You got to remember, Minelab, they sold a lot of these Equinox machines, okay? So you could cash in on what somebody has left. 15 kilohertz. We'll look at it right quick. All-terrain general, of course, it's 15 kilohertz, speed 5. What do you think about that, boys? That may be what an old AT Pro user was getting on that, okay? I don't have an AT Pro, but you see that. That's 15 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz. You see that? 5 kilohertz. See that? 5 kilohertz is not knocking your socks off that signal either, is it, boys? So single frequency is that's not the game on this detector. Not on that. You see that? You see what's in that screen now? What happens? Now this is all-terrain general, so we get a better signal. Surface seawater. That's a no-brainer, ain't it, boys? Let's go and look at all-terrain high conductor. Disc 4. You see that? Who would dig that for a go ring? I mean, if they're digging every signal, yes. But you don't have to dig every signal with this machine to be successful necessarily. Surface seawater, look at that. Boom! You even get to see that stretched out trace right there. What does that tell you? When I remove that fall, what happens to that trace? Fall is gone, surfing seawater, speed 5, similar call height. You see that? You know, there's some gentleman said this 2D screen doesn't do any good. But he's never used a Manicore. Okay. It can give you some clues. It may change your mind and make you successful. You just seen it, didn't you? Now, if I put this back down here, let's put the foil back up here. There's surface seawater. So I've got a little elongated trace. I'll move it over a little bit. I don't remember where I had it, but let's just look at it right quick. So I got that stretched out trace. If I go back to All-Terrain General, you see that? So even running All-Terrain General on this machine, even though that ID is low, see that trace? So if you hit your favorites key on this machine, after hunting in All-Terrain General even with a stretched out trace, and you seen that ID right there come up. Now notice, see, the trace is not as wide because it's not seeing the foil as much. Back to All-Terrain General. Look at that trace on that machine. See that? Now notice we're just really getting, you know, you see the ID up there. Can you tell there's two targets on this machine sweeping that machine? One region, all tones. Listen. Can you tell that's two targets? Listen to that audio. The sharpshooter kid, he's got good ears. But that trace is telling me, uh-oh. Alright, let's remove the foil. Now all's down there's a solo gold ring that reads about 17 on this machine. What happens to the trace? You see that? So you could use All-Terrain General in a park. Or anywhere really. You start seeing 6s and 5s and 10s and 11s and you start seeing stretched out traces. That screen is really to tell you there's some masking. You could even transition to surfing seawater with your favorites key set up with your soft keys there and boom! That gold ring in the situation I showed it in can very easily be left in a sight. Now remember, I showed one piece of foil. Wonder if there's another one over here or over here where even a person coming through gets bullshit ID on it from that way if they haven't dug it. They haven't took the bait because there's no bait there for them to take. That's going to conclude the detecting talk of the day. Minelab's newest offering, the M9 Call. Hope everybody has a nice day.